Hey everybody, today we are live from Crow's Nest, about uh, 40 to 50 kilometres north of Toowoomba. I'm out here for the bushfires at the moment, but I'm sitting in the back of the motel we're staying at, and there's just a family of ducks sitting out the back with the ducks enjoying themselves out here. The weather is stifling. I think it's 37 degrees. And windy, so just perfect conditions for a bushfire. Hello, and thank you for joining me. I'm just sitting out watching these ducklings have their dinner. I'll see if I can hold this. Well, good morning, Art of War. Thank you for joining me. How are you today? I'm out west at the moment, nowhere near the coast. I'm out here for some bushfires, and I'm just sitting out the back of the motel we're staying in, and there's ducklings there having their dinner. So I thought I'd show you before we go out for the bushfire for the night. So the mother and father are just there. They're very curious of me, or watchful of me, and the babies are getting a little bit close. So I'm sure they'll be rounding them up very shortly. But that's them just there. As I was saying, it's so hot out here. They say it's around 37 degrees. But last night when we were out at the fire, we were out there till 1 in the morning, and it was so cold we were wearing big jackets and beanies. It was freezing. Hello, Browcan. How are you? Thank you for joining. We're just watching some ducklings having their dinner. I'm trying to hold this as still as I can. Hope everybody's enjoying it. Here, what I might do is, I'll zoom out a bit. So that's, just a second. Ooh, just got out of the sun, that was hot. So that's the view out here. So we're out west, and you can see how dry everything is. So everything is, we are at a place called Crow's Nest. So about 50 kilometres north of Toowoomba in Queensland. So you can see how dry everything is out here at the moment. There's some houses up the back there, and that's looking all the way out to the back paddocks. What I'm looking at, the grass here is very, very brown. And there's the duckling. So let's follow this one with the mother. So there we go. Let me just get steady against the wall, guys. So there they are, following mum, having a good time. They've been feeding here for a couple of hours. Can you name a car for edit? I don't understand what you said, what you mean. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sorry, I don't know the last name that just popped up, but thank you for joining us. So that's the ducklings. I just thought I'd show you. Oh, here comes one running. Oh boy. Oh, that everyone got a bit far away. What happened then? Ha. So that just ran back to, looks like a big sister. And there's the father there. And there's the mother with the majority of them. Name any car. Well, let's do the McLaren for the Aussie driver in F1, Oscar Piastri. So make it the McLaren, please. I'm just going to move around into the shade over here, so stand by. You can have a look at the... Now, it's so dry and hot out here, I'm just making sure there's no brown snakes or taipans around here. But you can see straight through there how dry everything is, so everything is just ready to burn if you have an ignition source. So there's the mother. She's still a bit sus of me. She keeps looking over her shoulder and walking. I'll just lean against this tree just a second, and walking, and mosquitoes, her kids away. So that's her there. Now they're all walking over to Dad. That's all Clover in front. And there's Dad. And looks like a sister, an older sister. I'll just take you for a walk over to the back paddock. Again, I'm just going to make sure hope the footage is smooth enough. I'm just going to make sure that there's no snakes, because this is real snake territory around here. And they will be nice and warm and aggressive. So I'll just turn back towards so there's the ducks again. There they are. No, if I go too close, I'll be getting attacked by Mum and Dad. So no, I'll just let them have their dinner in peace. And we'll go back over. So that's the paddock right next door to the motel we're staying in. So this is real country Australia here. You can see all the grass. Just think that grass, it's all dry, hardly any nutrients, and all the animals will be feeding on that. I can't see them at the moment. That's looking up through the back. Ah, there's a dam over there. So there's the dam. Let's see if we can see that in the picture. You can see the Hello Kobeshi Co 2.0. So that's the dam there where they're drawing their water from. Let me just get comfy and stop the shakes. So that's the dam there. You can see that green grass right in the front of it, and around this side there's the rest of the dam. And then we've got the fence posts here. Fence posts, the gum trees. That's our car over there. We've got all our drones in that car just there. So that's our response vehicle. So I'll just keep coming around. The temperature today was 37 degrees, so it was rather warm, not very pleasant. Especially not pleasant for fighting a bushfire. Victoria, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Oh, Victorina, sorry. Victorina Lorenzo, thank you for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the view today. So we are at Crow's Nest, about 50 kilometres north of Toowoomba in Queensland. And I'm actually out here for a bushfire that's happening just 36 kilometres that way, and we'll be going to that bushfire tonight. We'll be there till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be flying drones over there and giving the crews overhead view of the fire, so they'll be able to see where the fire is and they'll be able to task their assets. So again, this is the bush. We have a storm coming through, so hopefully that storm comes through shortly to hit tomorrow and drop 15 mil, which is just over half an inch. So hopefully that comes through and just puts this fire out, because the fire has been burning for a couple of weeks now. They're starting to lose a lot of bush out here. No houses are threatened, which is good. So you can see how dry that grass is. That's the main road just there. You can see the cars going along. There was just a smash there a couple of minutes ago, and the police and ambulance and fire brigade are still there. So we just assisted with them for a little bit, and then we left it to the professionals. So that's a nice looking house over there. That's it. Must have been that person's farm who owned all this property, and they've sold it, it looks like. And they've got the biggest house, and then all the way up here you've got suburbia. So you can see all the suburban houses up there, the estate that they've made. And just to the right over there, you can see the end of the street there, that black and white sign. And then that's going to be another estate. Appears to be over there, so that'll all be more houses. I don't know what people would do out here for work, because there's not much out here. I'm going to go back to the shade a little bit, because it's still quite warm out here. But as I was saying last night, we were out at the fire till 1 o'clock last night, and we actually had big jackets on and beanies. It was that cold out there. So it's going from 37 degrees to about 4 or 5 degrees at night time. So that's what I came out to show you, all the ducklings having their dinner. So you got the mother and father there. Yes, that's just the ducklings. I'm trying to hold it as still as I can, Victorina. But yeah, they're ducklings just having dinner. Yes, Mum and Dad don't look very comfortable with me so close to them. I was just sitting over there before and they were a lot more comfortable. I might go back over there, just take a seat. Except I'm right in the sun here when I'm sitting. Oh, the sun's going down now. That's better. There we go. I didn't bring my gimbal with me, so footage is a little bit Blair Witch. I apologise for that. And then we can look all the way out there. Ooh, look at all the seed I've got over me. Better not take that home and get that seed into my garden at home. Looks like I'll have no end of trouble getting that out of my garden if that comes in. That belongs in the bush, not in suburbia. So hello everybody, thank you for joining me. We are at Crow's Nest and we're just watching some ducks have their dinner. So that's mum, dad, an older sister and some babies. That is my duck, yes. When I sit down, they're a lot more comfortable. There goes the babies, they're going for a little walk. They started to come close to me before and mum went around and herded them back down to the bottom away from me. The wind's just starting to pick up now, so hopefully that doesn't make the fire get bigger, because wind on a fire makes it fan and get larger, and especially with this intense heat and the dryness of all the vegetation out here, that means it's just a tinderbox waiting to go up. Ooh, they're coming back this way. Here we go. Maybe they'll come over towards me. Come on, come this way. So they're quite happy here, these ducks. There was just a car crash out the front of this motel here. So the police ambulance and fire brigade are out the front at the moment. You might be able to hear, oh, I'm getting bitten by a mosquito. Sorry about that. You might be able to hear a truck revving in the background. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, looks like 6 ducks walking off by themselves, 2 staying close, 4 staying close, and 6 heading off. And the father is now heading over that way to keep an eye on them. Because as I said, there's a lot of snakes out here. So the father will defend them with his life. Surprised there's no kangaroos hanging around here. Last night there was multiple rabbits and hares, bandicoots, wallabies and kangaroos that we saw. So there's a lot of wildlife out here after dark when it cools down a bit. Now everything would be sitting in the shade somewhere up in that tree line. That tree line up the back there, they'd be up there waiting for the heat of the day to go. Just a second, there's ants on me and mosquitoes, so Okay, let's get back. Okay, so the mother's just called them all back. All the ducklings are just heading over to the mother. There's a lady just over to the right, and she's making the ducklings head off, or the ducks head off to the left a bit. Getting a bit closer to me, which is good. So this is a little bit different to being on the beach and showing you the 40,000 whales that are migrating up the east coast of Australia at the moment. Straight past my place on the far north coast of New South Wales. We are maybe 150 kilometres inland at the moment from the ocean. Can you still see the ducklings? Let's just try and get comfy here. Let's watch the bigger ducks. You can see the little ones just in front of them there. Ah, great. The sun's gone behind a cloud, so there we go. Now we can see them a bit better. All right, guys, they've just called us in for the job, so we're going to have to go. See you later.